we have attracted a lot of those type of people who really, most of those people go into a gym membership and they end up never using it because they don't have the confidence to go where they feel like they're being judged and feel like all eyes are on them. And it can be a little intimidating. And so our members have signed up here and they absolutely feel welcome. They feel excited to come because it is an intimate studio. They see the same faces welcoming them every day. And we create those relationships. And then when they go in the sauna, then it's even more intimate and they can have a private workout. All of our workouts are led by virtual instructors. And having virtual instructors allows us to be open 24 hours a day, always have that instruction waiting for you. You're not restricted to 5 or 6 different times that you have to catch because that's the only time the instructors will be there. Our instructors are leading 11 different workouts here. And they restart every 15 and 30 minutes, depending on the workout you're trying to catch.
Welcome to Connections. This is our video series where we get the pleasure of introducing you, our friends, to some of our newer friends. And we've got a special guest today. I had the pleasure of meeting Skye Best at the Newnan Chamber Golf Tournament several weeks ago. And then we got a chance to sit down. I got to know you really pretty well, but of course our friends on camera don't. So if you would tell them a little bit about you.
Yes. So I am the franchise owner of Hotworx here in Newnan, Georgia. And I've had the privilege of being able to meet lots of people in our community this past year and sharing with them all about low impact fitness.
So that's kind of one of the things I want to cover today. And correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Because it's kind of ironic that we have video this today. Is tomorrow International Yoga Day or something like that?
It is.
So I happen to notice that tomorrow's International Yoga Day. So by the time you see this video, it will have already passed. But I know you're doing some free stuff here for guests on that day. I don't, if I'm somebody who is new to fitness and maybe yoga, if I'm into fitness, we all have this vision of yoga. I mean, everything from what we've seen on TV to you even see the things like goat yoga and stuff. So a lot of people think it's an Eastern thing. It's got to be really weird. Tell us a little bit about yoga and then specifically what you guys do here that's different.
Yeah, I wish we had some goats. Okay, I've always wanted to try that, but here we offer hot yoga. So that's what makes it really different. We do offer Bikram yoga, traditional yoga, but hosted inside of an infrared heated sauna. So it is different than traditional hot yoga. Okay. So even if you've done hot yoga, it really is a completely different experience at Hotworx. Okay. Because you're experiencing a dry, more comfortable environment. It's a dry heat, radiant heat, rather than a convectionary heat where you do have that humidity that you're breathing in a traditional hot yoga studio. Right. So, and
it's kind of like in the back of our dry cleaning plant. It's full of hot steam. So yeah, it gets pretty hard to breathe back there. So I'm sorry I cut you off. And
no, I was just going to say, so yeah, it is a lot more comfortable. Also, we offer in a semi-private atmosphere, 1 to 3 people in a sauna.
And that was one of the things that I really found interesting about your facility as opposed to other fitness facilities. I mean, it's a very small place. Yes. But it's big enough. I can see you can have a lot of privacy here. How do you guys manage that to where you have a semi-private experience? Because I know a lot of people and myself included, I think I shared this story with you. When I first started running again, I've had a long career of off and on running. And when I first started running again, I told you that the only place I would run was on a treadmill in the theater at the health club that I was at, where it was dark and nobody could see me. So I would imagine with an opportunity here, with that semi-private experience. Tell us a little bit about that and how that impacts some of the folks who do come here.
Yeah, it really does impact a lot of people. We have attracted a lot of those type of people who really, most of those people go into a gym membership and they end up never using it because they don't have the confidence to go where they feel like they're being judged and feel like all eyes are on them. And it can be a little intimidating. And so our members have signed up here and they absolutely feel welcome. They feel excited to come because it is an intimate studio. They see the same faces welcoming them every day. And we create those relationships. And then when they go in the sauna, then it's even more intimate and they can have a private workout.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Well, you mentioned confidence, and one of the things that I do a little bit of speaking, and one of the things I teach is the idea that, you have this need or this want, and you're kind of put into motion, motivated to do something about it. It's when you start doing it that you start to believe, I know what I'm doing now. And once I know what I'm doing, I'm a little more excited about it. I feel confident. I feel excited about doing it. The hardest thing for folks who join a place like this, or a traditional health club, or even just people who are sitting on their sofa, is having that sense of, I actually know what I'm doing. And so it seems to me, in a more intimate setting like this, that I have the ability to kind of be on my own, and nobody has to watch me and judge me. But at the same time, all the help is here to where I can be instructed to where I can have a quick impact. Is that true?
That is true. All of our workouts are led by virtual instructors. And having virtual instructors allows us to be open 24 hours a day.
And now that's a cool thing.
Yes, 24 hours a day, and be able to, always have that instruction waiting for you. You're not restricted to 5 or 6 different times that you have to catch, because that's the only time the instructors will be there. Our instructors are leading 11 different workouts here. And they restart every 15 and 30 minutes, depending on the workout you're trying to catch.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about you and how you ended up in this type of environment, because this is not one of those things where, I will say this, I've seen Hotworx kind of popping up, a lot of them. So it's obvious they've got something good going on. Yes. You've got something good going on, but how were you attracted to it?
So I have been a runner my whole life, and very passionate about running. And then I was introduced to a local boot camp here in town that really helped me find my love for lifting. And then one day, after a class I took my kids to the soccer field, and one kick of a soccer ball, I pulled a muscle right here on my hip. And so that knocked me down, and an entire year I was knocked down, and having to put myself back together. And I had a friend introduce me to Hotworx. She said she understood my need for low impact, because I couldn't go back to what I was doing. And after an entire year going by, I certainly, I wasn't going to take my body for granted anymore, and didn't want to find myself back in those shoes again. So she said, come try Hotworx. I know you're going to love it. Don't worry, you're not box jumping or anything crazy. So I trusted her, and I went, and I fell in love with it after the first workout.
Oh, really?
Yes. And it's funny because my husband and I were actually looking for a business opportunity, but not necessarily for me or fitness. But I had started my own business doing personal training, where I was programming intentionally low impact workouts in my garage during the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
And so I already had my little passion business going, but I did not think of going bigger until I walked into those doors, and I called my husband in the parking lot that day and said, oh my gosh, I found the business opportunity that we did not know we were looking for. And we're bringing it to Newnan, because after my personal experience, I knew how important it was for Newnan to have this, and for other people like me to have another avenue to move their bodies, and not feel, I didn't want anyone to lose hope,
Sure.
If they had been injured like me, that was it.
Yeah. And so you, when did you open?
We opened in March of last year, which was 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you 2022. Yeah. Kind of, that's one thing that COVID did for us, is we've lost, it just kind of all blends together.
It does.
I was looking back yesterday and looking at something from 2019 going, that wasn't yet COVID. It's kind of really hard to remember. So you opened the place up, and how do people find out about this place? I know that you're out in the community and you do some volunteer work and things like that. What other avenues that you use so that people can find you?
Well, I would say actually the most amount of people come from referral.
Right.
We do have an ambassador program where Our members can refer people, and we gift a 1-year free membership if they refer 10 people. That has really, and our members.
Wow,
really,
that a whole year?
A whole year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's really motivated our members to help us grow our business.
Sure.
But also, it is a really unique setting that we offer here. Beyond Fitness, infrared creates. It really does relieve pain for a lot of people. And so we've really been able to touch so many more people than just fitness.
Right.
So I would say referrals is the biggest, but social media is huge.
Oh yeah, I've seen, and you're out there quite a bit. Thank you for the post about us recently, by the way. That was great.
Yes, what you're doing is great.
Let's go back to you though, and because obviously you said you were a runner. How long have you been in the Newnan area?
I moved here 8 years ago.
Okay.
Yes. My husband's job brought us here from North Carolina.
Okay, so you're in North Carolina, you came down here, and so you've lived in the community quite a while. I mean, you've gotten to know some stuff. Obviously you must like it. You invested in the community.
I love it. I love Newnan. Newnan is home for us. We always said we wanted to retire in Charleston, but that changed when we moved here. I have 3 boys, and I'm going to be in 3 different schools next year, with high school, middle school, and elementary school. And so we've just, I've been volunteering with the different PTOs for my kids' schools and with our churches, and I've just really, and with the chamber, and it's really just given me an opportunity to meet so many people. And I love that everyone here in this community they take the time to get to know you. Right. But you still have all the amenities at your fingertips.
Well, but part of that is you take the time to get to know people too.
Yes.
You are, this is what you like to do too.
So I love networking.
So this is a really dangerous question, especially for you, but since you're from the area, maybe a favorite restaurant in the area?
Yeah, my husband and I love to eat.
So what would be your favorite restaurant in the area?
So I would say my favorite restaurant is Mama Lucia's.
Okay.
And I'm really excited because they're getting ready to reopen.
That's right, yeah.
Right next door, actually. That's where I always wanted to go eat on my birthday.
Okay.
But my husband and I, together, we really like meet and greet downtown as well.
Yeah, that's a good restaurant.
Yes.
And the reason I say it's a dangerous question is because your husband
is in the restaurant industry.
Exactly.
Yes.
He's in the restaurant industry, so we got to at least give him some credit as well too. So but it's nice to have local as well. So
yes, absolutely.
Right. So you said you have 3 kids, 3 different schools, and then you're a business owner, and your husband works full time as well. And how do you manage all of that?
Honestly, my husband and I just make a really great team.
Yeah.
How do I manage it? I'm just blessed to be married to a really great better half. Yeah. So he's always supported me in everything that I've done. And ever since I started working full time, he really meets me halfway.
Well, that's great.
So, yeah.
If you're, you may not be, and maybe you are, I don't know the inner workings, but as like we have experienced in a family business, even if you're in business together, that's the only way to do it. So, all right. So we found out a little bit about you, a little bit about Hotworx. One of the things I noticed in being in here, and how many members do you have now?
We have over 600.
So that might, because I knew there was a pretty big number. You'd have to think, gosh, it's going to be busy all the time, and yet because you're open 24 hours, 7 days a week, people have access. They can come whenever they want to. It's pretty quiet in here.
Yeah.
I could come in and do whatever I wanted to do. Wouldn't feel like I was in anyone's way, and nobody's watching me if I don't want to feel that way. By the same token, I've seen you got a couple of staff people here that if I did have the need, sounds like I could get some help too.
Absolutely. Yep. We definitely have having those appointments every 15 minutes throughout for 24 hours, and every 30 minutes people just trickle in throughout the whole day.
And so you say 15-minute appointments. How does that work? I know when I go to the club or the gym or whatever, it's not 15 minutes that I'm there. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Hotworx is all about delivering more workout in less time. And what I love about it is, and our concept is, there's some members or there's some people out there who buy a gym membership and don't have the time to use it.
Sure.
And so here at Hotworx, that's no longer a problem because with working out in that third dimension of heat and infrared at 125 degrees, that allows you to accomplish more workout in less time.
That sounds like it'd be brutal, though. I mean, 125. Wow.
It feels amazing, actually, and you really you leave that 15-minute workout soaking wet.
Okay.
You're detoxing your body.
That's
your
what
organs,
I was wondering. Yeah.
Your skin. Yes, it feels amazing, refreshing. And there's so many more benefits that attract a lot of individuals, from muscle recovery. We have a lot of athletes that come in who have different gym memberships, and they they supplement this with what they're doing so that they can stay pain-free and be able to continue giving their best. Because a lot of people make time to work, but they don't make the time to recover.
Yeah.
And so some of our workouts are really great for recovery too.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And it takes, I mean, I guess, is there a typical Hotworx client?
Yes. Well, we service everybody,
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that we do have a lot of women that come here. And we do have a lot of, I see in this community specifically, we've been able to fulfill the need of a lot of people with different autoimmune disorders, arthritis, because the infrared helps reduce the inflammation.
Okay.
And like I said, a lot of people who are looking for low impact, whether they're getting older and their body can't sustain those high impact workouts anymore, or it's because of an injury, or they just want that muscle recovery in addition to what they're doing.
And so, I guess, what's the youngest client you have?
Age 13 is the minimum age.
Wow. And I presume you probably have an older client.
Actually, the oldest client we had was 81.
So,
which was amazing.
I think that covers everybody.
Yes.
I mean, I hope that I'm still looking to be physically better at 81. So
yeah,
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell folks a little bit about how they would get in touch with you, what your first interaction with Hotworx might be like if you were to want to take a look, and how would they find you?
Yeah, so you can go to hotworx.net or stop in the studio anytime. We do have staffed hours, typically between 11 and 8 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 6 on Friday, and 11 to 4 on Saturday. We're here 6 days out of the week, but our studio is open 24 hours a day once you do become
if you're a member. Yeah.
But stop in anytime. We'll be happy to offer you a free 3-dimensional experience so that you can feel exactly what 125 degrees feels like in the infrared, and be able to experience yoga or bar or Pilates or hot cycle. We have so many great things to offer.
So we didn't even get into that, and the fact that you've got so many different offerings,
yes,
all under one roof, whereas I see different ones listed at different places. So you kind of cover them all.
We do. We really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
do you even have weights?
We do have a free weight area as well. And so that's where people can go in that space, and it is an intimate weight area if it's 2 to 6 people. And so once you become a member, then you have our membership app, and that's where you go to book your appointments. So there's no conflicts in the schedule. And you can walk in anytime to use the free weight area.
Okay, well now this particular Hotworx is in Newnan, just off I-85 on Bullsboro on the east side.
Yep.
If you're from Newnan, and if you're not from Newnan, you don't know this, but there's this old saying that the people on one side don't go to the other side of 85, but that's all changing because this town's growing rapidly. Yeah. But if they wanted to, make an appointment or something like that, how would they do that with you?
They can go to hotworx.net and fill out a little, there's a little area in there where they can put their information, and one of our associates will connect with them to make their first appointment.
Great. Sounds wonderful. Skye, I just want to thank you for taking time to tell us a little bit about this really interesting concept. I know I'm going to try it because I want to see what it's like to be in there. But the interesting concept and to get to know you a little bit better, I know that there are many people that are watching this, clients of ours that I know personally who would really benefit from this type of facility. So I hope that they will reach out and get to know you, just as I did, and come into Hotworx and give it a try.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Well, this has been Connections. I'm Glenn Gould. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, you have the opportunity to connect with Skye or any of the other people we've interviewed simply by contacting them with the information that they've left on the video. In this particular case, you can go to hotworx.net. Have a great day, everyone. Bye now.
Thanks, guys.